7 network. The subway tells New York's real story, of workers, dreamers, and the rhythm of city life. Every tunnel carries history, every station, a story. From King Kong to Spider-Man, filmmakers have immortalized New York's skyline. Explore how the city became the world's favorite movie set, and how its streets inspired generations of storytellers. Wall Street once again became the center of global chaos. Learn how the crash reshaped lives, how Occupy Wall Street rose from Zuccotti Park, and how New Yorkers demanded a fairer world. In 2020, New York streets went silent. The pandemic tested every hospital, every business, every person. But amid fear, there was courage, neighbors helping neighbors, sirens of hope, and the sound of resilience. No matter the crisis, New York always rises. Explore the challenges and dreams shaping its future, climate change, housing, AI, and culture, and how this city of immigrants continues to define what the world calls home. New York in the 70s was dangerous but alive. The city teetered on bankruptcy, graffiti covered the subways, and crime ran wild. Yet amid chaos, hip-hop, punk, and street art were born. Out of darkness came creativity. In 1973, a DJ named Kool Herc threw a party in the Bronx, and changed music forever. Learn how breakdancing, MCing, graffiti, and DJing created a global culture that began in the streets of New York. September 11, 2001. The day New York changed forever. This episode honors the victims, the heroes, and the resilience that defined the city's response. From the ashes of Ground Zero rose a new symbol of strength, One World Trade Center. After 9/11, few believed downtown would recover. Yet today, the area thrives. Learn how the rebuilding process, both emotional and architectural, reshaped the identity of New York City for the 21st century. More than a park, it's a miracle of design and nature in the middle of chaos. Discover how Frederick Law Olmsted's vision created an urban paradise, and why Central Park remains the city's green soul. Helped New Yorkers survive the toughest times. During World War II, New York was a hub of industry, intelligence, and propaganda. Hear how the city's factories produced war supplies, how Times Square blazed with patriotic energy, and how soldiers and families faced a world at war. After the war, Paris faded and New York became the new capital of art. From Jackson Pollock to Andy Warhol, discover how the abstract expressionists and pop artists turned the city's studios into temples of creativity. Wall Street became synonymous with wealth and ambition. Learn how the financial district evolved, from the Buttonwood Agreement to the crashes of 1929 and 2008, and how this tiny strip of land shaped the global economy. New York wasn't just a northern city, it was a stage for justice. Follow Malcolm X, Bayard Rustin, and countless activists who challenged racism, inequality, and police brutality in a city of millions. Manhattan and founded a tiny trading post called New Amsterdam. What started as a fur trading hub soon became a global city. Learn how Dutch merchants, English colonists, and native tribes shaped the earliest days of what would become New York City. Discover how Peter Stuyvesant ruled, how the British took over in 1664, and why they renamed it New York. This is the story of how the city that never sleeps first woke up. Before Washington, D.C., New York was the first capital of the United States. But during the Revolution, it was also a battleground. Explore the 1776 Battle of Brooklyn, George Washington's retreat, and how spies, merchants, and patriots fought for freedom in the streets of New York. The Revolution left scars, but also forged the spirit of resilience that still defines NYC. Between 1892 and 1954, over 12 million immigrants passed through Ellis Island, each with dreams of a new life. Dive into their stories of courage, hardship, and hope. How did Italian, Irish, Jewish, and Chinese immigrants transform New York into a mosaic of cultures? This episode reveals how diversity became the city's greatest strength. In the early 1900s, steel and ambition changed the skyline forever. From the Empire State Building to the Chrysler Building, New York became a symbol of human achievement. Learn how architects battled to touch the sky, and how the city's skyline became a monument to progress. The 1920s in New York were wild. Speakeasies, jazz, and prohibition. Explore how Harlem became the cultural capital of Black America, how gangsters like Dutch Schultz ruled the underground, and how Wall Street's boom and crash defined a decade of extremes.